Firefighters, no match for flames this ferocious and this intense.
That curtain of fire igniting palm trees here on the Bolivian-Brazilian border, fueled by wind, the flames leaping across the dry brush.
It's shocking how fast we've seen this fire march. It's moved about 200 yards in the past 5 minutes alone, fueled by this wind. We're going to try to get moving a little bit faster to get out of its way. Keep going.
Geronimo, a rancher here, tells me a tanker dropped water on the fire nearby, but it's no use. He says it's all going to be gone.
He said there's nothing else to do. We're just going to wait for the fire to pass.
As a cloud of smoke rears up behind his farm, we offer him a ride out, but he insists on staying, certain his cattle will come back. We escape, just as Geronimo's farm and the road are enveloped in impenetrable fire and smoke.
Wow, that entire farm where we were just minutes ago seems to be gone.
It's just one apocalyptic scene amidst a swarm of fires ravaging Brazil and its Amazon rainforest, spilling out into Bolivia, Paraguay, and Peru.
It's the scale of these fires that's absolutely huge. An unprecedented burn of a massive magnitude. We could be losing, in certain areas, as much as 3 soccer fields of jungle every single minute.
The collection of tens of thousands of blazes engulfing an area 2/3 the size of the continental United States, fires burning from the equivalent of Detroit to Los Angeles. The rainforest's verdant trees, lush landscapes, a biosphere teeming with life, the so-called lungs of the earth, much of it now choked in flames.
We are talking about an estimated 10% of the world's global biodiversity. Well over 40,000 species, new ones being discovered every single day. That is all at risk.
Most of the fires are so remote, it requires hacking through the nearly impenetrable terrain just to reach them.
Going through this underbrush gives you a sense of why these fires are so hard to stop, because they're so very hard to get to.
Containing fires is a Herculean effort even for the best equipped countries. On the ground, we see how ill-prepared Brazil is for the task. A squad of just 30 firefighters are tasked with covering an area twice the size of New Jersey.
The tools they have are pretty rudimentary. You can see they have these, they look like floor mats in cars, and they're using sticks to slap down the fire.
Sometimes the men just kicking at the fire. There are no fire trucks, no hoses, no radios.
They're actually calling out to each other right now. That's how they're communicating in the bush, because there is no cell phone reception right here.
And through that veil of flames, this villager appears. He says his name is Jefferson. He tells us he was the one who first reported the fire, even started fighting the fires himself.
He's showing us how he was putting out fires.
He said the fire burned the shirt right off his back, the ground scorching his feet.
And you got to feel this stick. It is burning hot right now that he was holding. Also, he's got no shoes. He's burned off his, the flip-flops are completely melted.
But he stayed, as did those weary firefighters. The U.S. government and other countries pledging assistance. An American supertanker, the world's largest firefighting airplane, flew from Colorado Springs to Bolivia to help contain the fires there. At first, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro accused, without evidence, Brazilian NGOs of starting the fires. Bolsonaro's seeming lack of urgency around the fires igniting protests in Rio de Janeiro. But Bolsonaro reversed course over the weekend, authorizing the deployment of 44,000 troops. Brazil's Air Force deploying C-130 tankers, streaming over 3,000 gallons of water per drop.
The ultimate question is whether or not Brazilian internal politics will win out over the well-being of the Amazon, an area that cleans our air, purifies our water, gives us water in many instances, and on top of that, holds many of the key and important solutions to tomorrow's problems.
It is believed that many of the fires were started by farmers trying to clear land. Environmentalists say Bolsonaro's seeming support for the development of the Amazon over environmental practices may have emboldened farmers to burn land.
We've seen a dramatic increase in deforestation in the Amazon recently, and it is driven by humans. And this is happening in part due to demand for food and other resources from the forest, and exacerbated by the decline in the enforcement of laws.
The area of smoke from these fires is so large it is visible from space. NASA releasing these images, a carbon monoxide plume hovering over the Amazon.
It's a double whammy from a climate perspective. We're losing forests, which are some of the best technology we have right now to slow climate change. Trees suck carbon out of the atmosphere. At the same time as the forests burn, we're releasing huge stores of carbon into the atmosphere. So it's definitely exacerbating the problem and making it that much harder to mitigate climate change.
The Amazon produces 20% of the world's oxygen and helps regulate the Earth's temperature. And Brazil is only at the start of its dry season, which typically lasts until November.
We need to remember that most of the Amazon is still intact. There's still a lot left worth fighting for. If your house is on fire, and let's say your kitchen catches on fire, you're not gonna say, oh, well, I lost the entire house because my kitchen's on fire. You're gonna fight for every last bit of it, and that's exactly what we need to do.
We wait agonizing minutes for the flames and smoke to subside, then head back in to check on Geronimo.
This was lush jungle. It is now completely charred, and we're going back here to see if that farmer named Geronimo is okay. Geronimo, señor. It's right over there.
He says this part of the land was spared,
Sin eso no muere, no muere.
largely because he had cleared that brush. And then, incredibly, Geronimo's cows came home, just as he said they would. For Nightline, I'm Matt Gutman, along the Brazilian-Bolivian border.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.